Most players are wasting countless hours trying to learn 20 to 30 different dribble moves. But when the lights come on, they panic and they forget everything. Truth is, you guys don't need a crazy bag to be able to break defenders down. You honestly need just a few go-to moves. So in this video, we're going to give you guys 4 moves that are going to work in any situation to help you guys break defenders down and make plays. Let's dive into it. So with our first move, we are going over the single leg skip hesitation. So how we break this down, we're going to help you guys progress into actually moving, going full speed with this drill. So we're gonna get nice and low. We're gonna start off on one leg. So the ball's in your left hand. I want you standing on your opposite leg, which would be my right leg. We're gonna first start off with a dribble. Once we take that dribble, we're going to skip off that outside leg. So my right leg is going to skip backwards and it's going to flare out, right? So I'm going to dribble, skip backwards, and now it's going to be able to push me out. Right, when I go into my skip, so I take that bounce and I skip. I want to take the basketball and pull it back to my pocket. So let's say I'm facing this way, take that bounce, skip, pull ball back to my pocket. I can place that left leg down and then take off. So that will be my dig step when I place that left leg down. So let's say I'm facing this way now. It's dribble, skip, pocket, step, and now I'm taking off past my defender. Now, a small key to this move is we don't want to have our chest up and then flare backwards, right? So let's say we get into our hesitation. We don't want our chest to go backwards like this and look up. We want our shoulders to stay kind of forward, right? So if I'm facing this way, what we don't want here and then take off, because when our shoulders come back, we're gonna have to get them back down to be able to take off. So we want our shoulders to kind of stay in a neutral position. So it's here, skip, shoulders stay right where they're at, maybe even slightly forward. So now we can actually take off and sprint past our defender. With the second move that we are giving you guys, it's going to be the in and out. So we're gonna get nice and low, feet nice and wide. We're gonna take the basketball and we wanna push that basketball across the center of our body. So let's say our hands on the side of the basketball. We want to bring it across the middle. And I want you guys to imagine there's a line coming down the middle of your body. We want to break that line and then turn our hand over and then push the ball out. So you're only making one bounce. So it's turning over and then pushing out. That's the hand part to this. Now, the foot part is the most important thing because that's what's actually going to shift that defender. So as that ball is coming over, we want to take that step to that same direction. So let's say the ball is in my right hand. I want to take my left leg and I almost want to take a jab step to the left because now it's going to get that defender to shift, right? Because if I only use my hand like this, that's not going to sell the move. Nobody guarding me is going to go for that because it's only the basketball moving. But if I can get my foot to jab and my body to shift, so now I'm shifting my weight to that side, that's what's gonna get that defender to move over, and now I can blow past that defender. Another small tip to help you guys with your in and out is with your shoulders. Like I said, we wanna shift our shoulders to the side when we go with our jab step, but we don't want our shoulders to stay in the same place and be rigid, right? So we don't wanna go to the side in kind of like a perfect defensive slide. We kind of wanna dip our dominant shoulder. So let's say the ball is in my right hand, my right shoulder is gonna be that dominant side. I wanna kind of get my right shoulder ahead and bring that left shoulder back because now that's gonna actually sell that crossover like I'm actually trying to go that way, right? So my shoulder dips in and then now I wanna take my other leg, so my right leg, I in and out, and I take a big step to get by that defender. So with our in and out, this is another great move to use in that transition type of setting. Again, trying to change pace. Maybe you guys are going full speed into it and then you hit them with that in and out. But the goal of this move is to actually shift that defender, where with our hesitation, we're trying to freeze the defender, and now we're trying to shift them out our way. So when we bring that ball across our body, shift our weight, now the defender moves out of our way, that creates our advantage to actually get by that defender's hip, and now we can actually get going downhill. The third move we're going to give you guys is a double behind the back. You'll see Steph Curry use this move a lot, but there's a specific way on how he does it, and how I refer to this specific way is a sit and wrap. Right, so when we think about our first behind the back, we want to think about sitting down and getting that defender to sit with us, right? So we're going to drop quick. Our feet are going to split wide. So there's that sit. We go behind the back. Now the second one is going to be a wrap. So on the wrap, we're going to stand up and take that ball and almost throw it ahead of us. So with our sit and wrap, this is a great move to use in a pressure situation when that defender is closing that space and getting really close to you, right? So you can get nice and low, you hit them with the first behind the back, that's gonna get them maybe to back up, maybe shift to the side to try to steal the basketball, and now you wrap and actually avoid them because you created an advantage. Now that ball stays behind your back so they can't easily steal it, so it's not in front of you. So now when they go to reach, you wrap right behind your back and you can get right to the side of their hip and get downhill. A lot of times when beginners get pressured and they freak out, they just go to what's natural, right? So the quickest and most comfortable thing to go to is a crossover right in front of your body, right? But when you cross the ball over and that defender is sitting right there, that's an easy steal. So remember, being able to protect that basketball by going behind your back is a phenomenal skill to have. And even when you add a wrap to it, now you're really gonna get into your bag and be able to get right past that defender. Real quick, before we dive into the next move, if you're serious about getting a better handle, not just in workouts, but in actual games, I want you guys to take our free handle type quiz. This quiz will tell you what your handle type is, but also give you a personalized workout based around your strengths and what you need to improve most. Links in the description. Go ahead, take that quiz, come back to the rest of the video and lock in on the next moves. So with the fourth and final move to give you guys to actually break that defender down, this is going to be a lift into a push cross. Now with our lift, all that is just a simple skip to the side, right? We can lift in different ways. We can turn and lift, right? So it's just a turn dribble where our hand turns over the top. We can skip to the side, or we can cross and lift. So let's say I cross the ball over in front and then I skip to the side, right? We can set it up however you guys want, but the most important part to this move is that push cross that's actually going to get you by that defender, right? So let's say I do my turn and lift. Once I land, I want to drop down to the floor as fast as I can. So let's say I drop. Now I want to get into that push cross. My push cross, my hand is on the side of the basketball and it turns over top, and I literally push it across my body to run past that defender. The difference between a push cross and a regular crossover is my hand stays on the side of the ball for the regular crossover, right? So let's say I'm going back and forth, my hand is staying on the side and I'm just kind of working it back and forth. With that push cross, my hand is on the side, but it turns over top and I place it down on that opposite side of my body, right? So like I get nice and low, turn and lift. Now I push off that back foot and now I'm running right past that defender. So with our lift into the push cross, this is a great move to use in an ISO situation, right? So let's say you have the defender one-on-one and you need to beat them. This is a great move to use because it doesn't take 7 dribbles to create an advantage. It only takes 2, right? You lift, maybe that defender shifts a little bit, but then you drop and you sprint right past them, right? A bonus tip for this move is this is an easy move to add a counter move on top of, right? So let's say you get into that lift, drop, get into that push cross, but that defender reads it, right? This is a great move to have because when you get into that push cross, you can still see that defender shift because you have enough time, because you're literally running with the basketball. You can stop and then cross back over really quick, right? Because now as you cross over and try to run, you can feel that bump, you can see them slide, and now you can easily just cross and change the other direction really quick.